Mills, Talk Milson, Prince Best, Bang Gang. Magic's bets in the cut, got the game on lock. Flipping dimes, calling shots, every move non-stop. 615 bully slayer, player odds like dice. In the trap house, betting lines, making racks feel nice. Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting green to the sky. On the podcast we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead. Parlay slayer stacking chips like you bricks. Magic's calling plays, mixing schemes so slick. Numbers on the board, all these digits don't lie. In this trap house sports, best we fly. Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting green to the sky. On the podcast we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pushing the Line Sports. It's me, Magic Bets, and my guy, Mike B. What's
What
up, Mike?
up, man?
Doing good?
Welcome back. I'm glad we back.
Man, you know, sometimes a break is good for the mind and soul, and I'm glad you didn't mind taking a break.
Hey, they probably sick of us taking breaks.
Hey, man, sometimes you need that work-life balance, and this is work.
It is work. It is work. Researching. Finna come on here and lie and tell y'all a bet gonna hit that might not.
Oh, God.
But we gonna
There you
do
go
it
with the
anyway.
line shit. There you go with the line shit. Anyway, we got a pretty good show we feel for you today. Couple of subjects. We'll start out with the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Do you actually watch hockey?
I watch players.
Okay. I
That's
watch numbers.
that's do you?
I
I
wa-
don't
I wa-
really I don't watch it enough to bet on it.
I watch numbers and trends. And now, if you say, "Hey, let's go to the hockey game," let's
I'm
go.
there.
I'm going. Grab
Yeah,
me a
I'm
cold
there.
beer, watch, yell. I ain't got to know the players or nothing, but it's fun when you go watch the game. But I can't really watch it on TV that much. But when the
Now, I don't
playoffs
think a
come, I
lot of
watch it.
people realize how fun hockey games are live.
Oh yeah, especially if a couple of fights break out.
Yep.
But yeah,
And
as
they
far
keep
as
the crowd involved in the game too.
they do, if you go to the Nashville Predators game, they've got a section called 303. They call it the cell block, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
hypest section in the arena, and it's up in the upper decks. But if you
Yeah.
sit in that area, you're gonna have a blast all night long.
Probably be drunk up there.
I'm gonna be drunk before I get there.
Yeah, that
But
show moves on.
but
show,
yeah.
show moves on.
But anyway, you got the Florida Panthers against the Edmonton Oilers, and that starts tonight, don't it?
Starts tonight. Puck drop
Start
tonight at 7 o'clock.
starts tonight. I'm gonna tell you right now, it will be a defensive battle. Um, and keeping up with the playoffs themselves, the Panthers have been involved in a lot of defensive battles. They're good on the
Mhm.
road. Um, Tonight, if I do bet on it, I'm gonna take them puck line plus 1.5 because they've won 5 straight road playoff games. I don't think they're gonna win tonight against Edmonton, but they're gonna make it tough on the road against Edmonton.
I don't know what it is about Edmonton. They kind of like the Knicks till it caught up with them. They like to be behind, and then they catch up. The first series against the Kings, they was down 2-0. Came back, won the series. The game against the Knights, they gave up the first 2 goals, and then they set a Stanley Cup record. They came back, 5th straight comeback victory in the playoffs. So I guess if you Florida, you let them get up early because they don't know how to act. But if you get up 1-0, 2-0, they got you right where they want you. Evidently, some teams play better when they playing in a desperate mode. I
And
guess the focus is there, or I don't know.
I can understand that because whenever I used to play football, I mean, starting out, I'd play like crap, but somebody ended up cleaning my clock, and I get embarrassed, and then after that, I play like a superstar.
Yeah, wake your ass up a little bit.
Oh yeah, it woke me up better than some Epsom salt or smelling salts, whatever they call that stuff. Uh,
What position did you play?
in high school, I played running back, but when I moved to semi-pro, I ended up playing linebacker and defensive end, mostly defensive end.
I can use you on the tight.
Shit. I play just about like their offensive line right now. I'm about their weight and about their skill level.
Max contract.
Amen.
Just
Uh,
all you got to do is go have a decent year and hold out. They'll trade you and let you get a max contract.
man, all right. If you betting the over under on this, I take the under 6. Like I said, it's going to be a defensive matchup. Um, Florida has a really good goalie. I think his name is Bobrovsky. He's
I
he's
don't I don't know how to say that.
yeah. They're not scoring many goals on him in the playoffs. It's been 2.1 goals allowed per game, so he's not going to let you get a lot of goals in there.
I think it's Sergei Bobrovsky.
Go on and say it. There you go.
Yeah, I think that's how you would say that.
I can't say half their names, but yeah, definitely expect
I
a
just
tight game, low scoring.
I'm going 2-1 Florida tonight.
2-1 Florida. That's
2-1
realistic.
Florida.
That is very realistic.
But I think Edmonton gonna win the series.
I don't know if I think if Florida can pull off one of these games on the road, then they might pull it out. Florida has been very surprising. They took out the Toronto Maple Leafs, and uh, I will say that the Maple Leafs fans are very upset right now. I know one of them personally, and I think he's still crying.
One of the best jerseys in sports, Toronto Maple Leafs. Only reason I'm going for the Oilers, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Not finna sit here and break down and give you no in-depth analysis. My new favorite hockey player plays for the Oilers. That's all.
Who,
See the
Connor McDavid?
kid, my Penguins, they ain't they ain't doing nothing. My
Who's your
Penguins
favorite
ain't
hockey
doing
player?
nothing.
Tell me.
Connor McDavid.
Okay, I figured that much. Yeah, all right. I give him that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna revisit this probably next show or the show after, and see which one of us are right. Because you said the Oilers, and I say the
I'm
Panthers.
taking the Oilers, man. I'm taking the Oilers. Let's go.
Man. Um, moving on. Let's talk about this Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation. Now
Hmm.
they don't have quarter. Well, they have one who was marred in a little bit of controversy this week, which we're not going to talk about that. We're gonna let him do him and move on from that. But it's Mason Rudolph, who was a previous quarterback for Pittsburgh. He played for the Titans last year, and now he's back in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
Um, we thought they would. Well, I thought that they were going to draft a quarterback, which they drafted Will Howard really late. I thought they were going to find somebody early, and they haven't. They've been in this saga with Aaron Rodgers trying to figure out if they're going to sign him or if he's going to sell off into the sunset, which I
Hmm.
personally wish he would sell off into the sunset.
Me too.
Mm.
Pittsburgh fucked themselves.
They did.
Period. And I don't know what this crazy is about Aaron Rodgers at this point. I really don't. I don't get it. If I'm Pittsburgh, I understand you got the mantra Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing season. This may be the first one that he need to have, and also I think Mike Tomlin need to go somewhere else. I think they just need to get a stick of dynamite, throw it in the locker room, blow this shit up, start all over. It's you're not going to the Super Bowl. You're good enough to go to the wild card. And I think this is the problem with Pittsburgh. They never bad enough to get a high draft pick, and they never good enough to do anything in the playoffs. Because you've been losing in the first round of the playoffs, what, 7 straight years?
Now, if you look at their past few drafts, they haven't been drafting good either.
No, you're not drafting good. You held on to Ben Roethlisberger. I'm gonna say a year, if not 2 years, too long, and you never addressed that issue. You just been plug and play, and you've been trying to ride the back of this defense, and you've been running Najee Harris right into the first round of the playoffs, and then you do good enough just to lose in the first round.
And then you let two quarterbacks who played pretty decent for you last year walk away in free agency and get the contracts they wanted.
You let Justin Fields walk away. And they both went to New York. That's crazy.
Yeah. I would have let Russ walk. I would have kept Justin Fields personally.
Yep,
And I would have kept George Pickens and let him throw to either one of them.
absolutely. And Najee Harris is gone.
Yeah. Now another rumor that I've been hearing through several outlets is that if Aaron Rodgers does not sign with them, Kirk Cousins is another option.
Why don't they flip it and get Kirk Cousins and not worry about Aaron Rodgers? Kirk Cousins is 5 years younger than Aaron Rodgers.
But Kirk Cousins is not the Kirk Cousins of old either.
Aaron Rodgers ain't either.
Atlanta messed up and signed him to a horrible contract that they're pretty
Yeah.
much stuck with some dead money now. So if
Oh
you
yeah,
trade him to you trade him to
absolutely.
Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is not on the books for the dead money, but they still have to pay that high contract.
To be honest, I wouldn't want either one of them. But if I have to go between a 41 and a 35-year-old or 36, I'm gonna go with the 36. They both just had torn Achilles injuries. I'm gonna go with the younger one.
Yeah. Speaking of young, the quarterback that they did draft, Will Howard from Ohio State,
Mhm.
national champion, Ohio State. Um, he's actually been looking good in OTAs. You know I got
This
hate.
man's still mad because the Buckeyes destroyed Tennessee.
Man. Hey, you know what? I'm not mad that they destroyed Tennessee. I am upset because Tennessee is my team. But the way our fan base acted that week, we deserved every bit of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you didn't have to agree with me. I needed a rebuttal or something. Damn.
Oh no, I'm gonna agree with you. Most definitely.
All right. So what do you think they are gonna eventually do?
At this point, the hell with it. Start Will Howard. You drafted him. He's your best option right now. I'm not starting Mason Rudolph. Not doing that.
He's never been
Skylar
he's
Thompson.
Never been a starter.
No, Skylar Thompson. No, I'm putting in Will Howard.
Both Thompson and Rudolph, they're serviceable backups, but they are not starters that's going to get you over the hump every week. You might as well see what Howard's got, or wait until preseason and see who gets cut.
Yeah,
see who's the
I
trade
mean,
target.
at this point, I know we all say the same bullshit every year. Is everybody 0-0 to start the season? We all had the same opportunity. No, the hell you don't. It's only about 5 teams that really got a chance to win the Super Bowl. You know that. 20 of y'all already eliminated from going to the Super Bowl. And at least 15 of y'all know you ain't going to the damn playoffs. So you know you ain't got a shot in hell. Pittsburgh, put in Will Howard. Let's get this shit over with.
Stop trying to save the legacy of your coach.
It's over.
And speaking of, you said that he needs to go ahead and go somewhere else. Pittsburgh coaches do not go somewhere else. They retire.
They don't.
Get fired.
They do. And that trend has got to I think that trend has got to stop. I don't think Mike Tomlin's voice resonates like it used to there. I think the fans have grown tired. And in some cases, I think he's tired.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't continue to just go ahead.
No, I was just saying you can see the frustration in his face sometimes in his interviews.
Yeah. Because he know he's a good enough coach to where he can go 10-7, 9-8. He can do that every year in his sleep. That defense alone gonna win you 6 or 7 games, and you may get the rare offensive performance to get you 2 or 3 other wins. But you know in the first round of the playoffs, you're gonna lose. You know that coming in. Eventually, you got to change something to get something better.
You're right.
Me personally, if I'm Mike Tomlin, if nothing comes of this, because getting Aaron Rodgers, that's not going to put you in the Super Bowl. What is that going to do for you? That's going to take you from right now the way Pittsburgh is set up. They set up to go 6-11, 5-12. You get Aaron Rodgers, that's good enough to get you to 8-9, 9-8, or 10-7. Nothing is going to get you to 13-4, 12-5, win the division, maybe get a first round bye. You're not going to be the number 1 seed. You're not beating Baltimore. You're not going to win the division. You stuck.
I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna do. It's gonna get a toxic personality in that locker room that's gonna help you lose that locker room and help you lose your job.
Well, hell, they should have kept George Pickens.
Should have. But anyway, let's move on from the Steelers. We'll keep an eye on this situation, and we'll circle back around to it once they finally sign somebody or make their quarterback decision. I think it's going to go all the way into preseason, maybe the first couple of weeks of the season before they get a real decision. Congratulations to your guy, Saquon Barkley, on getting the cover of Madden.
And he got a Saquon Philly cheesesteak.
Okay. Now, I know I brought something up to you earlier this week, and when I said it, you thought I was trying to hate. I wasn't trying to hate. I was just stating that I'm glad he got the cover. See, you need to watch this shit. I was not hating. I was stating that I fear for his health now because of the Madden curse.
If this was 2010, I would believe in a Madden curse. But it doesn't exist. What do they call that? The Mandela effect. Is that what they call it when something happens that really didn't?
Yes.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
The Madden curse is a Mandela effect. And I can break it down to you.
You say that, but look. All right.
So let me ask you this. What is a curse? The Red Sox traded Babe Ruth. They didn't win the World Series for damn near 100 years. That's a curse.
Yeah.
So it's been 24 players on the cover of Madden. 60% of them went on to have Pro Bowl, All-Pro, or good years the next season. That's not a curse.
You say 60%. Let's look at it. Barry Sanders, he was on the cover of the 2000.
Hold on. And let me, before you do this, if you're going to say it's a curse, you got to base this curse off something. So if you're going to base it off injury, more than 60% of them did not get injured. If you basing it off play, I got all the numbers that's going to kill that. After 2010, the number shoots up to almost 80%. So if you want to go from 2000 to 2010, yeah, then we can say a Madden curse.
Okay,
but from 2010 on up to now, the Madden curse is over with.
Let's base this off of injury or regression the season that they are on the cover.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Okay. If Saquon Barkley get 15 yards and 10 touchdowns, is that a curse?
If he gets what?
If he gets 1,500 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns, is he cursed?
You say 1,500?
Yeah.
No.
That kills your argument. He had 2,000 yards last year. He's not getting 2,000 yards this year. Nobody's ever done it before.
I mean, you got to look at it. 1,500 would be a realistic number. Yes, he's not going to get that 2,000 again. I don't think he's going to do that. But if he stays healthy and gets 1,500 yards, I wouldn't say that he was cursed.
Okay, what if he get 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns? Go to the Pro Bowl and the Eagles win the Super Bowl. His numbers went down 800 yards, but he got more touchdowns and won another Super Bowl. Is that a curse?
Probably not.
This argument over. We can go to the next subject.
No. Let's go through this for the people that is watching, and I just for the sake of my eyes, 2000 you had Barry Sanders. Pre-cover, he had 1,400 yards, almost 1,500 yards. He retired before the season. Okay, you're right. That's not a curse. So no injury, no regression. Okay. We arguing now. 2001, Eddie George. Before the cover, he had 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns. The season of the
hold on, wait a minute. I gave you the 2000s. I said from 2010 on, the curse has been over with. I gave you
Okay.
from 2000 to 2010. You are 1000% correct because damn near at least 6 or 7 of them I know
Okay.
got
So
some
Eddie,
major
you
injuries.
said the 2010, right? So let's
Mm-hmm.
work our way down to that real quick. Eddie George, a little bit of regression. Dante Culpepper, injury. Marshall Falk, injury. Michael Vick, injury. Ray Lewis, injury.
What year was Ray
Donovan Mc,
Lewis? 2004?
2005.
In 2005, he was the first defensive player to be on the cover. He missed one game but had 146 solo tackles and was still an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. So
He
is that a
he,
curse?
he technically injury wise, yes, but I mean it's football. You gonna get hurt.
What if he missed one game, but he
One
was
game.
still a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro?
There was no regression. So
Oh, it was he
I
had
mean,
less time.
I,
When you say this, you have to understand because I'm finna give you one instance.
I
When you
if
say
you
this,
if you put everything together, I understand that one was not a curse.
no, I'm just saying. Usually, when you get on the cover of Madden, the season before, you had to do something to where they wanted to put your ass on the cover. You
Yep.
had to have a hell. They don't put mid-major players on the cover of Madden. You got to go out there and do something that you haven't done or something that haven't been seen for them to put you on the cover because they got to sell the game.
Yep.
If you want to switch it over to 2K, Jason Tatum has great years, but they didn't put his ass on that cover till he won a championship. So if you want to say that, every single human being that they put on this cover the next season, they should go down a little bit.
Well, you didn't
That's
gave me
why
up to
I say it's not a curse.
you didn't gave me up to 2010 anyway, so that one technically don't count. But anyway, to keep on with the theme, Donovan
Mm-hmm.
McNabb, injury.
What year
Sean
was that?
Alexander, injury. Vince Young, injury. Brett Favre, injury. 2010, you had Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
Polamalu got injured. Larry Fitzgerald did not. So
Larry
here's
Fitzgerald had a Pro Bowl year and had a career high 13 touchdown catches that year. Curse over with.
now. So you say the curse is over with right there, okay?
Yeah.
So you had Drew Brees in 11, no injury.
2011, Drew Brees had 33 touchdowns and went to the Pro Bowl.
And the year to cover, he had 5,000, which was more. He had 46 touchdowns, which was more. No regression,
That's how
no
you get
injury.
on the cover.
You said, and I'm with you there. You said that from 2010 on it's cursed. So I ain't even paid no attention to 2010 on until now. So we're gonna see.
Now, this next one I got a problem with.
He shouldn't have been on the cover in the first place.
Thank you. This next one, y'all, is Peyton Hillis.
Peyton
He
Hillis
had one season. he had
for the Cleveland
1,100
Browns.
yards, and they put him on the season. And he damn near for the rest of his career didn't get 1,100
The year before that, he had the year before the cover, he had 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Now, number one, he was more of a goal line back anyway, and you only had 11 touchdowns as a goal line back.
Right.
And then the year you get the cover, you come back with 587 yards, 3 touchdowns. You cut your production in half.
He turned back in the paint. In my notes, this is what I put. I didn't even put his numbers up there. I said Peyton Hillis had an accidental good year and went back to being regular Peyton Hillis.
No, he went from Peyton Hillis to Tommy Vardell.
I ain't heard that name.
See? And you ain't heard Peyton Hillis in forever since until we started doing this show.
If
Peyton
anybody got cursed, it was Peyton Hillis.
Okay, so we'll count that as one. You got Calvin Johnson, no injury.
Had a career high 1,964 receiving yards that year
to get on the cover. He come back with a 1,400 yard season. You can't count that as regression. He still had a Pro Bowl caliber season. So your argument is still valid. So I'm here with you. Adrian Peterson
1,000
and
yard
Barry
season
Sanders.
after a 2,000 yard season.
Yeah. He had a 1-game suspension. So that's a good 100 to 150 yards because he was balling back then. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't have an injury. So you can't your argument is still correct. You can't really say that he was cursed. You got Richard Sherman. Damn, this ain't looking good.
Went to the Pro Bowl.
He, God, Richard Sherman, no curse there.
Odell Beckham,
Odell Beckham Jr.
1,400 yards receiving.
No, I can't argue with you there. No curse. Rob Gronkowski.
Now, he was cursed.
Oh,
He missed a good part of the year.
but did you look at the stats?
I didn't look at his stats, but I know he got injured.
Okay, the year before the cover, he had 540 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The year of the cover, 540 yards, 3 touchdowns. Exact same stats. Exact same stats. I mean, he had a back injury and missed 8 games, but you could probably count that as curse. Then you had Tom Brady, no curse.
Went to the Super Bowl.
No curse. Antonio Brown, maybe this is the year that he got CTE.
I believe it was.
But we still can't count that as a curse because he didn't miss any games. Actually, he did not play because of off-field issues that year.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, man, look. He would have
You only got about 4 more years left to make this curse relevant.
Look, all right. Patrick
Mahomes went to the Super Bowl and got a $450 million contract.
His yards for less, you can't count that as regression. He got hurt, missed 2 games. So that's the first actual actually the second actual injury since 2010. We're getting deep in here and it's not looking good. You had Lamar Jackson. He didn't get injured.
1,000-yard rushing season.
He didn't get injured. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, neither one of them got injured. Neither one of them regressed. You had John Madden on the cover. He was on the cover because he died that year, which he deserved to cover that year. The maker of the game gave us something to do in our spare time, keep us out the streets.
Yep.
Josh Allen, no injury. Christian McCaffrey. You might be right, Mike. You might be right.
Christian McCaffrey don't count because that motherfucker always injured.
Yeah. I don't argue with you much, but I thought I had an argument, and now that we look deeper into it and we discussed it, the curse might be broke. And
I told you it was broke.
For the sake of Saquon Barkley, I hope it's broke. Although I do not like your team, I'm not a fan of your team.
I will tell you what's going to hurt Saquon this year. They are going to make Jalen Hurts beat them this year. That's what I feel like. If something is going to hold the Eagles back offensively, they're going. First of all, Saquon had 2,000 yards again before he break off all those 60, 70-yard runs because I think he had the most in NFL history. I mean, he was breaking them off just – I don't know how many he had, but I'm sure it was the most in NFL history. And I think they're going to clog that box, and they're going to make Jalen Hurts beat them.
I will tell you, last year on Saquon Barkley, if you had a bet hit his longest rush of the game over every game, you would have been profitable.
Every single game.
For the whole season, you would have been profitable. I don't like losing arguments, but I think you have valid points, and we're gonna say that the Madden curse is now broken.
But what I tell you, when we went ID today, it switched over to 2K.
2K. And even though you told me about that, I didn't look into it. Break it down for me.
The last 5 people on NBA 2K been Anthony Davis, Kobe Bryant, Luka Doncic, Damian Lillard, and Jason Tatum. We all know the tragedy that happened to Kobe. It didn't happen that year that Kobe was. They did a memorial, for Kobe. But Jason Tatum tore his Achilles. Dame tore his Achilles. Luka always missing time. He's missed a bunch of time. And Anthony Davis, he gonna miss time even when the season ain't on. So
he get hurt getting out of bed.
Yeah, he probably hurt now. So check out that 2K curse.
We will see. We'll have to look into it. And while we're on basketball, yesterday, shockwaves came through in the form of Tom Thibodeau getting fired.
I don't like that. Let me say this. I understand it, but I don't like it. I feel like, go ahead, because I think I'm finna agree with you.
It's the new wave of basketball front offices.
Okay.
When you get your team to a certain point so many times, your expectations raise. And if you don't get to where they expect you to get within a certain amount of time, they feel like you have a small window to do it, and they feel like they need to get a fresh voice in that locker room. It happened with Mike Malone. It happened with Thibodeau, Monty Williams. I mean, you can go down a list of all the coaches that's been fired in the past couple of years. They have gotten their teams to a good point for the most part, but they couldn't get over the hump.
My problem with that is I get Mike Malone. I just think him and the players was now. They never say that the players and the coaches got into it. Never. They ain't never gonna say that. My problem with Tibbs is he got them further than what people thought they was going. Nobody thought that the Knicks was gonna beat Boston. The Knicks was probably gonna beat Boston if Jason Tatum didn't get hurt. The Knicks could have beat the pay if Nesmith and Halliburton don't hit that lucky ass 3 in game 1. We might be looking at game 7, tonight or yesterday or whenever. The Knicks, I'm not going to say Indy didn't beat them. I think the Knicks could have beat the Pacers. I think this got something to do with him not trusting his bench. Because, early in the season, Mikal Bridges came out and said something about them being fatigued. And I seen on Twitter, it was some rumblings in the locker room about Karl-Anthony Towns and how he plays defenses and he don't move how he does. His defense doesn't flow with the team's defense, and they had a problem with it. So this may have been more of a locker room issue than Leon Rose or whoever made this, James Dolan, whoever made this decision to let him go. But I don't like it.
So I was going to ask you, when did you think that he was going to get fired? Because there was a point in this season that I thought he was going to eventually get fired, and you just answered my side of it.
When Mikal Bridges came out,
when he came out, talking about the rotation, because you had analysts all year talking about his rotation, the minutes he's giving his starters, not playing the bench. They talked about that all year. And then finally, when the players started talking about it, I knew it was a problem.
And if you think about it, every team, the Pacers, not every team, the 2 teams left, they got benches. And the coaches play. They can both of these teams left, they can go 10, 11 players deep and not miss a beat.
No.
That's the whole thing about it, and not miss a beat.
I tell you, I don't remember which sport book it is, but there is a bet out there that's like plus 8,500 odds for this series to break the single game total for steals in a game. OKC has an opportunity to do that, so you might sprinkle a little bit on that bet and see if you hit. I wouldn't go big on it, but that's a good opportunity.
And I think another thing, speaking of Mikal Bridges, if you got to make a choice between Mikal Bridges and Tom Thibodeau, you gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. His ass gonna be there.
Well, the coach is.
You ain't got no choice.
The coach is the most expendable person other than somebody in the front office, because let him go, buyout. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't figure out a way to make it a tax write-off at this point.
Yeah. Even if you do have a good season, they still may fire you if the right
Now,
coach come along.
now I'm pretty sure that you are aware of this, but there was a meme going around this week saying Carl Anthony Towns has gotten Thibodeau fired twice.
I did see that.
A lot of people forget that he used to coach Minnesota and ran the
He
front
did
office.
coach Minnesota.
Now,
That's right.
if you look at his tenure in Chicago, it ended due to a deteriorating relationship with management. They had
Hmm.
disagreements about player usage, which what's going on now, and
That's been his
overworking the
one
players.
thing.
Huh?
That's been his one thing everywhere he goes. His player usage. If he trusts you and you a starter and you playing defense, because if you remember when Kemba Walker got traded, he benched him. He Kemba Walker was a scorer. He didn't play defense.
Yeah.
But if you play for Tom Thibodeau and you don't play defense, you're not going to play that much. He
Their
benched
system
Kemba
is built
Walker.
around defense.
His system
Same,
is built around defense, and Kemba Walker was one of the highest paid players on the team. So
same thing
it's,
happened in
it's
Minnesota. He was the
yeah.
coach and he was what was it? President? Yeah. He was the
Mm-hmm.
president of the team. So he was making front office moves, coaching the team, and he caused conflicts there.
He'll get another job. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know where, but he'll get another job. One thing he can do, if you bad, he can get you to where you good.
Yeah.
He can do that.
And I personally don't have any insight of where he might go if he gets a job, but we'll see.
I can see him going to New Orleans or Charlotte, somewhere like a team that's not Sacramento, a team that's not bad. They just need that coach that's going to put them to their next step to being good.
Well, New Orleans will get him fired. They don't play defense.
No, but wherever he go, he's going to have to implement that there.
Yeah.
If you because let me ask you this: who you think is the best coach for the Knicks? Give me two people, or just give me one. Give me one. If off the top of your head, just somebody who you think would be a good coach for the Knicks.
Mike Malone might end up there.
That's what I would say. Mine was Mike Malone, but interesting enough, Jay Williams on First Take and Get Up this morning, he said
Mark
Rajon
Jackson.
Rondo. I heard that too, but he said
I've heard Mark
Rajon
Jackson.
Rondo.
Okay.
So
That'd be
you never
interesting.
know.
I mean, you say Rajon Rondo, but I would normally say I don't see that happening. But if you look at what happened with the Lakers this year and JJ Redick coaching, that's a
Mm-hmm.
possibility. You have to have somebody relatable to these players. As a matter of fact, Rajon Rondo might bring a pistol to practice, be like, "Look, you either practice or you gonna end up in the casket."
Hey, he right. I also heard I heard Jeff Van Gundy coming from the Clippers and going back to the Knicks. I heard that too. I did hear that.
I think Jeff and Stan Van Gundy's days are done as coaches.
I do too.
And
More
I
more
like
Stan
them
than
as
Jeff.
analysts. Yeah, that's what. Who did I say? Oh yeah, I did say Stan. But I think their days are done. I like them as analysts. They do a very good
Mm-hmm.
job, but I don't see them coaching.
He also, interesting enough, he took Houston to the number 2 seed, but I guess New York got enough money to where I heard Ime Udoka's name today. I think Jay Williams said something about him too.
Houston's not gonna let him go. They got that
They
good
shouldn't.
young. They got that good young nucleus. Um, all they need is another year.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on Houston, they got to find a way to pay Steven Adams. So they might have to let an asset go, or let Steven Adams go.
I think Steven Adams is gone. But I will say this: one thing that will heavily dictate who go to the Knicks, if they can somehow get Giannis over there, that'll be a shift. If I'm Ime and I can go coach Jalen Brunson and Giannis, I damn sure may consider it.
I don't think Giannis wants to go to New York.
I don't. I seen today Giannis had a mutual interest to go to Toronto.
I've
I
seen
really
that
don't
too.
think Giannis cares about big city life like that.
Giannis doesn't want to be in a big market. Giannis wants to be somewhere laid back.
It fits him.
Um, I mean, Toronto. I mean, they have to give up. They have to give up some draft picks. I don't think they have a lot that they have that they can trade other than Scotty Barnes, and I don't think they want to let Scotty Barnes go.
They got Grady Dick, Paul.
Uh, well, all they need now is Anthony Black from the damn
But
Magic.
you know what, T? In saying that, we say Giannis don't want to play in a big market. I think Giannis at this point want to win championships.
He does want to win championships. He actually does not want to leave Milwaukee, if you ask me.
Does not want to leave Milwaukee. He don't. He's even said he don't want to leave Milwaukee. He just put a team around me to where I can win championships. And it's like if you're a star of a team, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you ask for help, you're going to get maligned and you're going to get reamed in the media. If you ask for a trade, you're going to get maligned and you're going to get reamed in the media. So what you supposed to do? Because if he goes somewhere or if you stay and you be like Charles Barkley and don't win championships, especially in this social media area, they're going to rip your ass apart.
Yeah.
So if you ask for help, they're going to rip you. So what the hell is he supposed to do? Dame ain't been Dame since he came to Milwaukee. Let's just throw it on out there.
You're right. And our next subject, if you remember, early in the season, when we were talking about places that Giannis might go if he were to get traded, one of these teams came up. OKC.
This team is built to where they could actually be a dynasty. They got, if I'm mistaken, they're the youngest team in the NBA. They average
They are.
25. They average 25 years of age on their team. They got draft picks from here to 2030, I believe. First round draft picks.
So
And I believe the only person that got a big contract is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's got a big contract. Jalen Williams, the one that starts, he signed a contract extension.
Yeah.
Alex Caruso has a contract that is team friendly. Chet Holmgren's contract comes up not this year, but next year, I believe. But yeah, they have it set up where even if you go over that first apron, man, I mean, if it's getting you a championship, you're going to pay that 1 or 2 years.
Yep.
I mean, Sam Presti knows what he's doing.
If he don't win a championship with this team, God help him.
I think it's gonna happen. And that's not me as a fan talking. That's me as somebody who watches basketball and enjoys it and sees what's going on the court. That team, they run deep. Everybody plays defense. SGA, he's gonna flop a little bit. I'm gonna be real. He's gonna flop and he's gonna get to the line. He might win the game himself at the line.
He get the call.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
You gotta do what you gotta do,
that's
but
what it is.
I don't like the flopping.
I don't either.
That's part of the reason I stopped being a LeBron fan because he got to the point where he just flopped too much.
I don't like it when it's too, like you just said, when it's too much, it cheats the game. It makes it unwatchable.
Yeah.
If somebody foul you and you want to put emphasis on it, Jalen Brunson does it. I understand completely what it is. I think OKC gonna win this series in 5 though, and the reason why, if you've watched the game, the 2 games they played against each other, they damn near shut down Halliburton.
But that team isn't necessarily the same team they played either.
It's not.
They are playing better. They're further in the playoffs than most people expected. I mean, after the run they had this year, early in the season, people were not expecting them to really get to this point. But the deeper they got, the better they played.
I'll say this: they're gonna have to make OKC run. You can't let OKC get their defense set. You're gonna have to hit your 3-pointers. You're gonna have to get Hardenstein and Chet in foul trouble. Uh, Miles Turner gonna have to play. Miles Turner gonna have to play Finals MVP level basketball. He gonna have to pull them out the paint. I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I mean, you pull Chet out the paint, he can still shoot the 3.
He can still shoot the 3. But if Miles Turner can pull Chet outside and maybe drive to the basket, Miles Turner, he's a pretty good player. A lot of people don't, they don't pay him no attention, but Miles Turner can shoot now. He can play. Yeah. Got some game.
As a matter of fact, a good bet to take every game for him is over 1.5 threes.
I was just going to say, I always play Miles Turner for 2. And another player on Indy, he was the conference finals MVP, Siakam. They probably going to try to put Caruso on Halliburton. I can see that. Or they'll put Jalen Williams on Halliburton. I think what they're going to try to do, they're going to try to stop Halliburton from facilitating and make him into a scorer.
They do good switching off too.
Mm-hmm.
They can guard the perimeter real well, and then once they got the perimeter locked down, you look in the middle. You got Chet and you got Hardenstein. You got 2 long bodies that's willing to play defense.
And then you got Caruso and Wiggins that when the ball does go on the post, they'll drop down and try to strip the ball if you put the ball down. That's how they get a lot of steals and tie-ups. They well coached, man. If Indiana beat them, I would be highly shocked. But I feel like for Indiana to even have a chance, they got to win the ball.
And like you said, they got to make them run. They've got to control the tempo. They cannot let OKC control the tempo, because if you do that, you allow them to set up their offense. You allow SGA to drive and kick it out, and then if he kicks it out, you got shooters. It ain't like they ain't got shooters. They bench has shooters. You got Aaron Wiggins. You got Isaiah Joe. Caruso, he's an underrated shooter.
You got to stop them from going on those crazy-ass runs, too. They'll go on a 20-4 run, and you may go on a 6-0 run, and then they come back and go on a 14-2 run. You down 20. Game over with after that, because Shai Gilgeous ain't going to do nothing but keep going to the foul line. He gonna make those free throws, and you'll be down 25 before you know it. They struggle in close games. They didn't have that many close games in the regular season. That's why they kind of struggle with Denver, because Denver could keep them close. But when they got you, when they go on those runs and they pull away from you, it's over with. There ain't nothing you can do, because ain't no coming back.
So one good thing about this finals is it's going to be a first-time champion.
Yep, it will be. I like it, man. I'm loving the fact that Shai Gilgeous won MVP. I'm glad he got MVP. This team, man, they're a complete team. They are the epitome of team. When you see them after the post game, whoever did good and they interview them, the whole team stand right there, support them. They're a team.
Yeah, if you look back at in-game interviews all year, you've got the whole team standing behind whoever's getting interviewed, acting silly, having fun, cutting up like friends do. Not teammates, but friends.
They hold each other accountable.
And
they
honestly,
play together.
As a fan of OKC, of course I want to see them win the championship. That's who I want to win. But if Indiana won the championship, I wouldn't be upset.
I would be, because Tyrese Halliburton's dad might try to fight Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He don't want that. He don't want that.
If he wanted it with Giannis, he'll want it with Shai. I tell you that.
The way his daddy is acting, I kind of want to see. I want to see Indiana versus Memphis. Him and Ja
He might beat up Ja. Yeah, he might beat up Ja.
What else? It was something else. Caitlin Clark has been showing up at the Indiana home games, and they think that's a good luck charm.
She has been. Her, Aaliyah Boston, and I forgot the other girl that's been showing up. It's my time of year, man. I love WNBA. She been hurt. It's
She
first
has
time in
been.
her career. She been out. I think she strained a ham or quad or she did something. She been out.
Yeah.
They've been
And
losing too. They won their first game the night before.
you know, we wasn't really going to talk about WNBA, but while we're on the subject, something I'm getting sick of. Every time I log on Facebook, there is some type of clickbait story
Mm-hmm.
with false information saying this player said this or this player said that about Caitlin Clark, trying to make
Mm-hmm.
it a racial issue. But honestly, it's just content creators just making fake stories so they can get clicks and make money.
That's all
And
it
you
is.
and you got gullible people out here to believe every little bit of that.
They gonna push this Angel Reese Caitlin Clark thing forever. They two different players. Caitlin Clark is the better player. It is what it is.
Yep.
That's just what it is.
Nothing to
Angel
do with
Reese,
color.
she's a hell of a rebounder. She'll probably end up going to the Hall of Fame. She may win a chip. But Caitlin Clark is the better player, and that ain't got nothing to do with race. Her team is better. She's a better player.
Yep.
Angel Reese, when they was in college, her team beat Caitlin's team because Angel Reese had the better team.
But
That's
you
just
got
that.
for the sake of the sport, you gotta love the rivalry.
I love the if it's just if it's Magic Bird, if it's that kind of rivalry, let's do it. If it's Kobe LeBron on court rival, because I'm not finna argue with no more LeBron fans about that. As long as it's on court and it's respectable, because at the end of the day, they like each other.
And you know what?
Let it go.
Don't get me wrong, when LeBron came into the league, actually starting in high school, I became a fan because there was a lot of hype around him being the next great NBA player. And don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, in his era, he was one of the greats, if not the great. It's debatable. But at the same time, I realize he is not better than Jordan.
No. And the crazy
He,
part about it is, and we ain't even finna go here. When you ask NBA players that played against all three of them, Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, he come in third. Kobe's number two.
yeah.
It ain't me saying it. That's players that played the game. This is what they say. This ain't me saying it. And the thing about it, I love LeBron James as a player. Love him. I'm telling you, when he retires, there's going to be a huge void in the NBA that I don't think one person can fill. And I
You're
think
right.
that's why you see these pundits and the media, they feverishly looking for another face of the NBA because his time is coming to an end. Steph's time is coming to an end. KD's time is coming to an end. And it's not a face. And they keep trying to horse feed you and say that it's got to be an American player. It's not.
It
There's
doesn't.
players in the NBA foreign, bro.
Yeah. And it's an American league with a lot of foreign influence. And you got all these leagues around the country basically trying to get players to the NBA.
And I'm gonna say this: you may agree, and a lot of people may not. The best American young players that we got, I don't think they take the game serious.
They
You
don't.
got you got Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a hell of a basketball player, but he got all this shit going on with his children and doing
Man,
all this shit off the way. You got Ja Morant, phenomenal player, could be the face of the NBA if he wanted to. We try to tag him as the next AI. AI ball. AI did shit where he lost money off the court, but when AI was on the court, it was basketball.
yeah.
Ja worried about being a real nigga. Excuse my language. You
No,
got
say
Zion
what you
Williamson.
mean.
You got Zion Williamson.
Boy,
Phenomenal fucking player. He got a rape case right now.
he got a
Fucking
rape
around with
case.
all these women. Like,
Not only does he have a rape case, he comes to camp not serious about basketball, out of shape,
out of shape.
always injured. The problem with the American player now is discipline. whether it's upbringing or what, they're not disciplined enough to be the face of the NBA.
They not. You see these foreign players that come out of nowhere. The number one pick was Ricochet. I had never heard of him before. But over here we got these mixtapes and we got the Instagrams and the Twitters where they show you doing the finger rolls and the dunks and the crossovers, but you don't know how to box out. You don't know how to set a screen without getting a moving screen call.
Losing
You don't know how to shoot free throws.
They losing the fundamental.
You losing the fundamentals. You going to college for 1 year, you average 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and you're a lottery pick. But you got players up. Luka been playing pro since he was 14 years old. That's why they come over here and they dominate, because they don't care nothing about it. They come over here and make you. Giannis ain't even that damn skilled, and you can't stop him. Jokic ain't athletic. If Jokic was athletic like Ja was, you wouldn't be able to do it. You can't do shit with him now. He can't even jump.
I'm gonna tell you who Jokic is to me. As a matter of fact, I doubt he's watching this podcast, but I'm gonna tell you a little story. There was a spot in Columbia called Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
It was an indoor court. Basically, they had batting cages, but they had a basketball court in there. I went in there one day after work. It was me, Johnny, somebody else, and then it was this white boy in there, Mike Harkins. Of course, we shooting to see who's gonna pick first. It's just 4 of us, so I shoot, I hit, I'm picking first. Shit, I done seen Johnny play. I ain't seen this white boy play. He looked unathletic. I ain't fucking with him. Johnny, come on. Let me tell you, that white boy Mike Harkins whooped my ass up and down that court that day, and we've been really good friends ever since.
Yep.
But you can't go on what you see what you see for face value, because some of these unathletic people are balling, and Jokic is one of them.
Yeah. We don't have a face. We don't. If you want to say Shea, that's fine. He's not American. He's Canadian. He ain't never going to play for the American team. So you don't even get that. Look at all the passes. Look at all the MVPs we've had. They all been foreign. Yeah. Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, Wembanyama. Yeah, all of them been foreign. They taking over.
I think right now Wemby will be the face of Wemby he'll be one of the main faces. Luka, if he stays in shape, he'll be one of the main faces.
Luka in LA.
As far as American, I
got one.
Jason Tatum?
They don't even like him. He feels he's underappreciated. To me, I think it's just because he plays in Boston, and people just hate Boston so much that they lump him in with Boston. I feel like it's Jalen Brunson. That's America's sweetheart right now.
Okay.
I wish that it was Anthony Edwards and Ja Morant, because I love them. I love watching Ja and Ant-Man play. But I don't want it.
Ja he was this close to being my favorite player, but his off-field problems turned me away from him. And it's turning a lot of the younger players away from him, because the younger players who are raised in good households don't want nothing to do with that.
Mm-mm. And I keep saying it, man. He a hell of a basketball player.
And I'm glad you brought up Jalen Brunson, because that goes back to this New York coaching hire. Dan Hurley's name was brought up.
I wish the Lakers would have got Dan Hurley. I don't really have a problem with JJ Redick, but I like Dan Hurley.
Well,
I'll give you another one that's growing on me too, but you don't see Detroit a lot. I really like Cade Cunningham.
Yes. Yes.
Paolo Banchero.
Banchero disappears too much.
He does. But you don't really see him.
Now, after this year that Cade Cunningham had, if Detroit follows it up and makes a good run into the playoffs, Cade might be right there.
Halliburton is good, but the peers don't like him. They say he's overrated. So if you want an American face, you're gonna have to look to one of these young guns to do it because
So Halliburton's
that's it.
inconsistent. He
He
could
is
easily average.
inconsistent.
He could easily average 20 points, 9 assists a game. But the games you expect him to get 9 assists, he gets 2, and then he gets 25 points. Games you expect him to get 20 points, he gets 11 points and 15 assists.
Mm-hmm.
So that's wild. But I'm taking OKC. You know I'm taking them in the finals. So that's my bet.
I just want it to be a good series, but I don't think it will be. I got OKC in 5.
I'm just upset the season's almost over. But with that being
Well,
said,
you got less than
let
100 days.
football, baby. Speaking of football, some of our shows will be leading up to some things. We do have some things in the
Mm-hmm.
works. We will have a fantasy football league this year, a Pushing the Line fantasy football league for anybody who is interested. We are working on the details, and I will tell you it will be a PPR league, which is points per reception. Um, we will have 10 total members. Um, we hadn't, I think the positions are set. I know the positions currently are set off of what my previous league was, which we will run 2 quarterbacks, two running backs, um, 3 receivers, a flex tight end, and a kicker. We may up a flex again, but it'll be $51 to get in. That that $50 goes towards the league fee that will be paid out the first, second, and third, and then the $1 of that $51 goes to Yahoo as a fee for holding the money. So
Mm-hmm.
you ain't got to worry about the league commissioner running off with your money or anything like that. At the end of the league, the winner will get their money. Hey, that's a problem in a lot of leagues. That's why you
It
laughing.
is, man. It is. Like, everybody ain't cut out to be a commissioner. It sounds easy, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's really not easy being a commissioner of a fantasy football league.
yeah. You'll have somebody holding all this money. They be like, well, shit. Let me go on and get this real quick, and I'll put it back. And they do that a
Mm-hmm.
couple of times. Next thing you know, it's time to pay people out. Shit, man, where am I gonna come up with this money?
Before we get out of here, it's the one subject that we have not touched on, but baseball betting is starting to get, I'm not going to say it's getting easier. I'm going to say it's getting a little bit more consistent to bet. I think people are finally getting into their groove. We've
When you
been
say
hitting a
people,
lot of bets.
you talking about me?
Yeah, because you've been hitting a lot. So I figured I'd go ahead, I'll let you close it out and let you brag on yourself for a second.
Nah, and you say getting in the groove or getting hot. Early season betting in any sport is up and down because you're going based off of the previous year, and it's a lot of it is trends. So I mean, we're through the first quarter of the season now. You got a lot of analytics and metrics that you can base your bets off of now, which is the
Mm-hmm.
reason I am more consistent with my bets right now. As a matter of fact, let me see what I've got that hadn't played yet that I can give out to people. All of my bets are already running, and it looks like I'm about 60% of my bets winning right now.
That's all right.
Hey,
I,
that's how you
I,
stay
I'll
profitable.
help you.
Oh no, Zebby Matthews for Minnesota, over 5.5 strikeouts tonight. Um, they start at 9:05, and I will tell you what was on my notes when I sent that play out. I sent that play out earlier today. Oakland's lineup is a strikeout machine with half the order whiffing over 25% versus righties. Zebby Matthews is right-hand pitcher. They strike out a lot against them. Zebby's pitch mix lines up perfectly, and he just carved up Seattle. Should cruise if he gets through 5. If he gets over 5 innings, he's gonna hit that 5.5 strikeouts. Take that one to the
I,
bank.
I throw you a lob. Give me three people who gonna get a hit in the Mets Dodgers game. Mookie Betts comes back today.
Mookie Betts was there last night and the night
Was he there?
before.
Was last night his first game back? I know
No,
he been out.
he was there for the first game of the series. He was there.
Okay, but
And
he is
hey,
back this series.
if you hadn't been watching this series, watch it. The first two games have went into extra innings and has
Been a
been really
good ass
good
series.
baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a toss up. Uh, I don't have any bets on. I don't think I have any bets on the Dodgers or Mets game
I give
tonight.
you three people in this game to bet on is gonna get a hit. I give you Francisco Lindor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you Mookie Betts
Mm-hmm.
and Brandon Nimmo.
I'm gonna give you one that's underrated. Andy Pajes.
Yeah, I had him to hit a home run. Not today,
Okay.
but he been swinging a good bat.
He's been silently playing good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Muncy too.
the Dodgers is that team that once they get to clicking, you're in trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning the World Series again this year.
Oh, they loaded. We ain't even say Otani, but they loaded. Oh
I don't
yeah,
even sweat
a lot of
sweat
money out
Otani.
there.
I do bet just about every Tuesday on Dingo Tuesday when you get your little $5 bet back if you lose. Bet
Mm-hmm.
Otani. Bet him for a home run.
Or Judge.
Yeah. Otani's been super consistent on Tuesdays too.
Yeah, Judge been hitting home runs every damn weekend.
I I actually switched up my bet yesterday for my Dingo Tuesday. I went with what the hell was his name? And it hit. His name was Junior
Caminero, however you say
Caminero,
it.
Junior Caminero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet him yesterday and that one hit. So if you are not in our Discord, get there. If you are on the VIP Discord, you can say, hey, what's your home run bets? I don't even give out my home run bets to the members unless they ask for them because I don't want you to say, oh, it lost. But if you ask what I'm betting, I'll tell you every time.
Yeah, if
You
you
can have that
VIP,
conversation with me.
you need some analysis, you need some data, you got a question, you got that
I send
all
my
day.
picks out with analysis so you know what I'm betting. My free picks, I'll send them out sometimes without telling you why I'm betting it. Just know that I'm betting it. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're in the VIP, you get the analysis with it.
We've been hitting. And I believe I'm about to hit this 10-leg hit parlay too.
Is it already starting off good?
Oh yeah.
As
First game,
as a
I
matter
got
of fact,
all three of them.
as a matter of fact, while we just sitting here bullshitting, we're about to get out of here. But I just wanted to look at something. All right, I bet Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases. He's got one right now in the third. That's probably gonna hit.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Pena over 1.5 bases. It's already hit. Jose Ramirez over 1.5 bases. It's already hit. Brandon Lau over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. It's already hit. Shane Baez under 4.5 strikeouts. It's in the middle of the second. He's got two. He might fuck me on that one. Pause. Um, Matthew Boyd over 5.5 strikeouts. That has hit. Luis Ortiz over 4.5 strikeouts. He's at 4 at the end of the third. Um, one bet is delayed, one is postponed. I missed the Ryan Gusto bet and I missed the Mike Burrows bet. But I'm gonna be profitable for the day. If you want those picks, join VIP, get them.
Please join the VIP. Some dope shit in there.
And I tell you, when people join the VIP, I don't want them staying more than a couple of months. I like to get people on the right track to where they can make their own decisions, make their own bets, and not have to ask me so much. I don't mind answering your questions because I'm there to help. but I'm there to help you move on from paying me to teach you shit.
All right, pay me. I'm gonna
He
still
don't need
help
the
you.
money. He don't need the money,
I'm,
but you know,
I'm gonna help you get where you need to be.
but still pay me.
But pay me. Yeah.
We do have something
We,
that is in the works. It's probably a couple of months out, but it will be worth the membership price alone if we get it to where it needs to be. Just know that it's under wraps right now, but it's coming. I
pause.
can't tell you what it is, but it's coming.
Pause
Eh,
again.
Pause again. Uh, you got anything else you want to add before we get up out of here?
That's it, man. Oh, we made the decision today to start back being sports cards collectors on a wham too. But
Oh, you say it was
any
on the
sports
wham.
cards
It
collectors out
wasn't
there,
necessarily on the wham. I'm gonna tell you my side of the story, and it's kind of odd. I went to a flea market 2 weeks ago, Nashville Flea Market, and they had a couple of baseball card vendors set up. And I got to looking at some of the cards, and I was like, man, I had that card, I had that card, and I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy a couple of packs, see what I get out of them. I started opening up packs. Everything was cool, and I remembered how much enjoyment I got out of opening up baseball cards when I was young. I was like, you know what? With the money out there in cards, we were learning the stock market, which not necessarily the tendencies, but the values of the
mm-hmm.
stock market at a young age. You buy something, you hold on to it, you let it grow into value. We walked into the baseball card shop today after the conversation we had, and I looked at some of those card values, and I realized how much money I lost by not holding on to the cards I had as a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, we back.
Oh,
Uh, we spent
we
a little
fucked
money.
up.
Mike spent some money. I spent some money. We gonna collect a little bit.
We
What
back
did
in
you
there.
What did you pull today? You pulled a Ken Griffey Jr.
I pulled a Ken Griffey Jr. Two
I
of them.
pulled I pulled a Barry Bonds that the base value of it right now is $8. That's cool. I pretty much got my money back as far as value, but I also pulled a Dante Bichette card that is the base value is like $18. So that was probably my best pull for the day.
I still got like 40 more packs I gotta open.
I'm ready to go back and buy 40 more.
I was gonna ask you what you doing tomorrow.
Oh no, it won't be tomorrow. I might go Friday.
We'll go Friday.
We'll go Friday. As a matter of fact, I'll come your way and we'll hit this shop in Smyrna. See what they talking about.
That'll work for me.
All right. Appreciate y'all joining us for the show. If you got a subject that you want us to cover, hit us up on one of our social medias. Um, hell, we need to start bringing on some guests. If you want to be a guest of the show and talk sports with us, hit us up. We'll get you on the schedule.
You better know what the hell you talking about.
Better know what the hell you talking about, because Mike will roast you if you don't. He be catching me on days that I don't know what I'm talking about and be wearing me out. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, me. Appreciate y'all, man. Call of Duty time.
Yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll be on that thing.